Okay, so if you're just joining us, when you open my slides, you'll see this wonderful page that Barbara set up, and you just click on this link and it goes to this great page where you can scroll down, you can read all about what they're looking for the cookbook submissions. You can read 4 pieces of writing that have already come in. More instructions on, we accept photos, we accept artwork, we accept collage, poetry, haiku. And then we're going to get to see, Barbara's going to be putting what art submissions have come in so far, I believe, or unless she's just giving like a little sample here that I'm not sure about. But to submit, you just click here to submit recipes, stories, artwork, photography. You need to click on that for each one, which is what Emma's question was. So you put your email, you put your name, you put your phone, you put, what is this? A story, a recipe, a poem, or you can also like cut and paste it in. Like if you have something that's already written out, you can just paste it in, or you can add a file, artwork or photograph, add a file. And when you do, it'll say, are we uploading it from the computer? Are you uploading it from your drive? Whatever it is. So, so that's really terrific. Okay, so that's clicking on that link or clicking on this link. They're both the same link. Okay, so I also went over what our schedule is going to be, and I finally put the recordings for the standing figure food, the seated figure foods, and last week's hybrid with the pineapple. In case you missed any of those, you want to look at them. They're not super long. Today we're doing dancing figures with food, and I will be adding the recording here if anyone's not here. And next week at this time, Tabitha online will show us how to photograph, crop, adjust color, and send in your illustration. So that will be reviewed. It's going to be reviewed again in person February 15th. I'll tell you that when time comes. And in between, we're going to celebrate the Lunar New Year. On February 8th, we're going to do dragons. And if you were here earlier, I showed you with, some dragons. Okay, so today's topic is dance and food. You'll be adding the food. I'll be giving you some examples of wonderful dancing figures that many of us have seen already and even worked from. But you can kind of imagine if you repeat these figures, either repeat them in a circle the way Matisse did, or repeat them in a line next to each other, you could have like a little frieze, a little figures in a row. And the arms are out. What food is she holding or juggling? Maybe she's juggling apples. This beautiful dancing figure on the left, in her hands, maybe she's, balancing, I'll stick with the pineapple, balancing a pineapple. We don't know what she is, but if you put them in a row like this, you could get, and it doesn't matter if they all look the same. They don't have to. Every time you draw it, you'll get practice and it'll maybe be a little bit different. And it would make a wonderful little frieze. So it's okay to draw small today if you're doing like a little frieze of dancers. So, and you put whatever, she could have a whole, still life of, bananas and grapes in her hand, or whatever it is that you want. So here's another, Matisse did 2 of these wonderful dance pieces. Here's the other one. Slightly different colors, slightly different everything. We've got Shiva, Lord of the Dance. Now, Shiva's got so many hands that Shiva could have, a different course in each hand. Shiva could be holding plates of food. Shiva could be holding cupcakes, ice cream, whatever it would. I think it would be a lot of fun to do. I think Shiva won't mind either. We've got a beautiful Degas dancing figure. Again, you know, maybe she's holding a bunch of carrots in her hand. You know, we can have some fun with this as well as practice our figure drawing. And then I guess that's Shiva again over here, not 100% sure, and even more hands, and each one can have, you know, I mean, and Shiva could be, we did that Magritte that first time. Shiva could be standing on top of a big apple. I thought we'd start with like a little exercise of just drawing some figures. And then we're going to, we've got this one, which would be fun to draw, and this one. So I think we'll start with this one, and then we'll do this one. But you've got this slide where I just reversed that Archipenko so that you got this kind of symmetry, which would be fun. But I think this one and this one will be a lot of fun to work from. So we're going to start with this one. And it's a Botero. And I think it's a real Botero. I don't think, you know, a lot of knockoffs and people copying that kind of tarot look of this wonderful lady. And use your imagination. Where will the food be? Is her head reaching for the food? Is the food in her hands? Is she standing on a piece of food? Or does she have a still life on her back? What can you do with this? So I'd like to set the timer, which I will do for 10 minutes. And let's just make a sketch of this in any way you want. She doesn't have to look like this. It's just such a fun pose. You can change her clothing. You can change her shapes in any way that you want to. You can certainly change her hair if you wanted to. But I think we could have a little bit of fun with this and open up some ideas for just a little piece of humor and get some figure drawing practice in. So I hope you're drawing. And while you draw, I'll give you some little tips here for those who need it. Most of you do not, but in case you're like, where do I start? One way to start would be just to sort of find, you know, the shape of the back. And so I'm just like roughly, you know, putting the hair in, and then you can just keep going. And then, you know, maybe it's easiest if you're sticking to this dress. So you're starting out with just a very fluid line on your page. And this would be like a gesture. If I'm going to do a gesture of the hand and leg, I would probably go in the middle of the arm rather than, you know, trying to carefully find the shape of it. I would just get the middle on there. And then I can start to get, you know, it's nice to have, you know, more of a fluid line as you work. And notice I did a line down the middle of the leg so that I can then, you know, add from there. So if we had a real figure doing this difficult pose in front of us, I would start the same way. In fact, maybe I would, let me get slightly, no, I guess I'll do that. Okay. If I was starting with a gesture, I might even do, I'm trying to do an orange, I might even follow through to the back leg when I initially started this. You know, like that might be the gesture. But if in working this way, then you eventually start filling in the rest that you need to do. And a wonderful dancing line just helps you stay fluid. And then you can go and like get that calf muscle in and get the foot and if there's a shoe or whatever. And last might be the hair, you know, and you can have her hair any way you want. You could have her hair coming down here if you felt like it. You know, it could be in a braid, or you could stick to what we've got here. And just like we, you know, observed the pineapple shape, we can, you know, probably figure out how the lines go on a braid. You don't have to worry about eyes, but you can start to figure out, where the eye would be. And sorry, I'm gonna back to that. Last but not least, you would start putting in the nose and the features, but don't start with that part. Okay, so that would be last. So just, general gesture, this would be a gesture as well. That would be a way of starting it. Sometimes when you go to a figure drawing class, they give you these 30-second poses. That's how you would start the drawing, just like that. And that wasn't even 30 seconds. You just get the general shape. And I love sort of a dancing line to get, the main stance. It also helps you with proportion. And of course, I'm drawing on top of the photograph, super easy, but it's the same line. I'm doing that so that you will see what I'm looking at and what would be where. Because if I'm going to draw it here, you might not see, how is that figure? So this is how it is. So, some people might prefer a more angular, we've got sort of a triangle here. We've got sort of a triangle there. Sort of a triangle there. But I like a continuous line that, again, that just shows the gesture. Then you go back in, because this helps you with proportion. So I highly recommend starting like that. So by now you're halfway through your drawing. It's 5 minutes. And I wonder what you'll do with the food. You don't have to, if you run out of time, you don't have to add the food part yet. But maybe just kind of get your idea for it. And this is just a little quickie sketch. And you can always, make a tighter sketch over it, maybe with tracing paper and transfer it back. Or you can just, even if I did start with this sort of thing, that I would eventually go back and get, these, beautiful, lovely details of every little bit. You always will have time for that. And get, I see the direction of the hair, that's totally last. All right, so we still have 4 minutes left. Let's see what you have. These are just little exercises, a little warm up. We go to the next page, you have 3 figures to choose from. And you can do them all, or you can just work for 10 minutes on just one of them if you want. And then you have these slides, hopefully you can open them, to draw from for a longer time if you choose. And if you're watching a recording of this, you can put it on pause. And again, Barbara will have the recordings for all of these food-related lessons on that page eventually. I'm not sure when she's putting them on. I sent them to her already, but of course she wouldn't have today's yet. So maybe she's waiting for today's. So you can watch them anytime, put it on pause, take an hour to draw from the slide. Or find your own figure to work from. I'm going to mute everyone. There's a little extraneous noise. And Lenore, you're just joining us. So in case you're wondering why it's so quiet, because we're on a 10-minute drawing, but there's only a minute and a half left of that. And then we'll do another one. So you didn't miss much. I think that's Lena. Lena, wave if that's you. Yeah, that's you. That's you. Okay, good. I just changed your name to Lena. Your name was already Lena. All right, and then I have to find Joan on iPad or iPhone. Oh, Joan, are you gone? I can't find you. Oh no. Okay. Okay, that was our quick 10 minutes. Right, so let's go on to the next slide and do another 10-minute drawing. Again, do all three figures, arrange them however you want, or only work on one of them. Keep your lines loose. If you feel like just starting with watercolor in a gesture, that would totally work, because if you have a wide brush, you can, get practically the width of the body and the legs just in one stroke. But just for fun, let's put some food in there. The one on the right looks like she could be eating a Dagwood sandwich. Let's see. All right, so let me set the timer while I talk. And
the gold one.
Hi. I'm gonna draw what I see. I just think it would be very, very funny if this was a sandwich, like from here to here, with everything in the sandwich in between. So sandwich, cheese, whatever it is, uh, lettuce in there. So imprecise drawing tool here. Old tomato. So anyway, you get the idea. Just have a good time with it. I guess I should make the bread browner, but it doesn't show very well. So I've done blue bread. Let's see. I have very limited colors, but let's call this meat of some sort. So anyway, you can have just, you can totally have a good time with any of these. What are they holding? What are they dancing with? What are they presenting to us? Or just practice your figure drawing, and maybe later you'll want to add some food to it. And I totally want to see everything that you're doing. So, we'll have some show and tell soon. And maybe you'll show us something from last week. A few of you showed when Barbara was on, but I'd love to see more. And figures, beautiful figures. The two on the right are Archipenko. and the one on the left is the Gaston Lachaise. They're so expressive though, aren't they? They're just wonderful. I just can't help but have her dangling a carrot. I think I have to do that. So she's got a carrot. You know, I gotta have fun here too, so. Yep, loving her carrot there. Oh, it could be grapes too, huh?
That was my idea.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm gonna steal your idea, Linda. Okay, so Linda, we've got grapes. Bunches of grapes. And then the grape leaf on there. Oh, gotta do that. And then nice grape leaf, couple of stems in here. Get a little highlight on each grape. I wish this pen is not bad, but it's not super precise. She goes. Hey, we still have 5 minutes left. What are they eating? What are they holding? This one, I want to say, is holding a big platter of some sort, platter of bunch of food. Let's see, I think I'll do that differently. Maybe it sits in her hand like that. It's a bowl. Covering her face. Odd. Maybe that's a bunch of grapes also. No. Okay. Orange. So whatever she's got. We're having such a good time here. All right, I think this one is juggling tangerines. Surely one of them has fallen and she's going to pick it. Two more minutes. Okay. Chocolate chip. Also melting. Can't wait to see all of yours. 42 seconds. Is. Let me remind myself what the next slide is. Okay, so we've got, wonderful, more exuberant ladies. And I love this one for its composition. So whatever you have drawn, I mean, look at this, just, fun stuff floating in the background. And another little figure as well. So all of those items could be food items, just kind of floating around as a very, very fun composition. Like Nikki de St. Fally. All right, I'm going to stop the share and I'm also going to stop the recording. Okay, yeah, it's recording. Here's Barbara to tell us one more thing, how we can submit more than one.
So just to let you know, I put the form in the link, so you can find it on the webpage. You can find it on the daily email. I added it for today, for tomorrow's daily email, and I'll have it other places. But on the form, you can submit multiple pieces of artwork. So I changed it around so you don't have to keep submitting more than one form and make it easy for all of us.
And you figured that out. That's so good. You're so techie. I'm so impressed.
I shock myself sometimes.
Okay, thank you, Barbara.
So Barbara,
yes.
Barbara, a question. So did you get one thing or did you get the multiple things that I submitted, or should I do it again?
It was all in the same form. So I think there were 5 of them.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yes, I have them all and they're all now filed away with all the other artwork.
Okay, great.
All right, thank you. They're beautiful, by the way. So
thank you so much.
All right, take
Wow.
care.
Okay, so wait, one more question, Barbara. So, is the artwork on on that beautiful page of yours, is the artwork there as a sample, or we're gonna see all the artwork that was submitted?
I haven't decided yet. Because
Okay.
maybe I'll change it up periodically or, you know, maybe I'll add a few other things just because
Oh,
right
okay.
now that's what I had. So I added those as samples, but it would be nice
Uh-huh.
to see some other. So,
Okay,
I
just
will,
curious.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because you said
And I'll
Emma's
try
was
to add
beautiful.
on-
I'm like, I want to see Emma's.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll try to get your videos on there, but I think I have to upload them to YouTube first, if that's okay.
That's okay. That's okay
Okay.
with me. I think no one's face in the class shows. That would be
Okay.
my only concern. That's what we don't want their names and faces on YouTube. So if you just have a look at them, I think it doesn't show it though.
I'll check.
Yeah, that's the only thing. YouTube's fine. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, otherwise we'll have
Great.
to find a different way. Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
YouTube's fine. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks.